Hey, welcome into the NWGA football team FYN Pickem show, week 3. Just the OGs in the house tonight, man. Me and Benton Burge. We're gonna run through all the games for this week and give you our best guess.
Yeah,
Like I said,
a lot of good games. A lot of good games this week. Couple of real close lines, and should be super games.
yeah, I'm probably gonna need another 30 minutes just to figure out my upset pick of the week, man. I'm still debating. But yeah, we'll jump right into it, man. We'll start at the top and work our way to the bottom. We'll save this one for last, man. Carrollton Rome. That's a huge game this weekend down at Barron Stadium. We'll let that be our finale.
Sounds good.
But North Paulden at Kennesaw Mountain. North Paulden 12-point favorite.
Yeah, I think North Paulding's had a fairly good year so far. I like the Wolfpack in this one. I think Kennesaw Mountain just at home it'll be a pretty close game, but I like North Paulding, and I like them probably around that 10 mark.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Wolfpack also. You know that sophomore quarterback they have down there. He's thrown for over 300 something yards. I know they had a tough game last Friday night with East Paulden, but I think East Paulden is a lot better than most people expected coming into the year. Another Paulding County team. Paulding County looking for their first win on the road at Harrison. Harrison, 18.5-point favorite.
Yeah, Harrison. Harrison seems like they're always tough, and you got to go to Harrison. I'm gonna pick Harrison. I'm gonna say within the 18 and a half.
Yeah, I know Harrison beat South Paulding, I think, first week of the season. Um, Paulding County struggled a little bit so far. I think they'll get it turned around by season's end. But yeah, I like Harrison on the road, 18 and a half. Harrison County. This is a huge game, man. This is probably one of the top 5 games on the schedule this Friday night. Hiram at East Paulding. Hiram, a 5-point favorite.
And that's saying a lot because there's some big ones this week, some close lines. But I like Hiram. I think Hiram wins. Not that I don't like East Paulding. I just think Hiram's got enough right now. They got momentum going. I think Hiram wins by more than 5.
Yeah, if you've watched the show the last 3 years, guys, you know I've been on the Hiram bandwagon every week. That being said, I'm gonna go with East Paulding, man. I like what East Paulding does.
Is that the upset pick of the week?
It's not my upset pick of the week.
Okay, never mind. Preemptive.
It's an upset, but not the upset pick of the week. East Paulding came within a score of beating North Paulding last week.
I like it.
6A school versus 5A school, home versus away. I think it's going to be a great game, probably within that 5 points. But yeah, I'm gonna go with East Paulding, the Raiders.
I like it.
So Norville, our upset team of the week last week, on the road at Dalton. Dalton 5.5-point favorite.
You know what? Wins come in bunches. I like it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Phoenix. I know we're at Dalton. It's not a super far trip. I like the Phoenix to keep it rolling. They ran the ball well. They threw the ball around a little bit with Pate, and he can move. He can move himself. I mean, I just like what they got going on. Pretty good defense, and I think Dalton is going to give them a heck of a game. But I like Sonorville in the upset.
Yeah, like I said, we haven't gotten to see Dalton much this year. Man, they were off last week. They beat North Murray first week out. So Norville had a bump that first week. Turned it around last week at Darlington. Like that, I think Sonorville's going to have a good year. I like Dalton on both sides of the ball this year. I think Dalton wins in a close game, probably 7 points. I like to see 21-14, 28-21. Calhoun, man. Calhoun got it turned around last week on the road at Carver. This week they host Creekview in a close predicted game. Calhoun 4-point favorite.
Yeah, I know, Jake, but I still like them. I understand. Excuse me, Calhoun at home at the Reeve. Give me a close one, but give me the Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Calhoun too. I think they found some confidence in the second half last week. Um, Run the ball, throw the ball well, play good defense. I like them probably by 4 points. 24-20 at home. youth night up there in Calhoun. Place will be packed. Yeah, we see all the comments over here about Sonoraville, man. But yeah, that's what this show is all about. Upset pick of the week, man. You got to pick somebody.
Yes, sir.
Alatoona at Cartersville. Cartersville still undefeated, 2-0, 14-point favorites.
I don't think. I think if you ask Cartersville, they hadn't got it quite going offensively like they would like. Now they have scored a couple of defensive touchdowns and they've won all their ball games. Like you said, they're 2-0. I think Cartersville wins this game at home, but I think the 14 is about right. I think it's going to be a competitive game through at least late third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's going to be definitely a low-scoring game, compared to Cartersville standards, 24-10, 28-14, something like that. But I think the Hurricanes pull it out, go to 3-0 on the year. Woodlands had a big win last week at Coosa. Model opened their season last week with a win at Pepperell. Devils, 15-point favorites at home over the 5A Woodland Wildcats.
Man, I tell you what, Model's defense is tough, and now they got the blue turf to defend. So, I like Model. I think defensively, Model will probably slow Woodland down a good bit, and they'll do enough offensively to probably win by about the 2-3 touchdown margin.
Yeah, I was at that game last Friday night, man. I was impressed with the offense that Model had. They had 16 guys touch the ball, receiving and rushing. I know it was a hot night, man, so they were trying to, keep guys from having to work so hard, but they have a lot of talent on the offensive side. And it's going to be tough for Woodland to stop them, especially on the road. Coach Honeycutt's done a great job out there. I like Model. Maybe a little closer than 15. Cass looking for their first win on the season, heading down to Drew on Saturday, I believe.
Speaking of offensive talent.
Yeah, Cass, a big 35-point favorite.
I think Cass gets her going and Cass rolls in this one.
Yeah, I think Cass got some confidence last week at Rockmart in that fourth quarter, they came a 2-point conversion away from winning the game. Cass will light it up down there at Drew, I think. I like Cass and the 35. Sokovia White have a great game. The Model D is legit. Like I said, they have size, talent, speed. They have a lot of raw football players out there, man. Guys that, they just fly around and hit people.
Would you say the Model D is like a well-cut lawn?
Well cut lawn from Bermuda brine, man. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a Bermuda brine lawn. Villa Rica at Northgate. Northgate, 20-point favorite. I think Northgate's a ranked team in 5A.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's at Northgate. I think Northgate wins this one.
Yeah, I know Villa Rica kept their game last week at Hebron closer than most expected. I think Northgate's going to be a tough test for them. I like Northgate, maybe by a little less than 20.5. Cedartown, man. The surprise of the weekend last week went on the road to number 1 Callaway, lost by 10 points. They're on the road at Sequoia, 9-point favorites.
Is Sequoia, remind me again, is Sequoia in the region with Rome, or they used to be in the region with Rome?
They're in the one with Rome, yeah.
That's what I thought. I think this could be a pretty close game, but I think Cedartown is going to get the ship straightened out. Played some talented teams so far. Everything's in front of them, but they got some improving to do.
Yeah, I hear all the naysayers saying, "Man, why are the Bulldogs down?" They lost 3,500 yards of offensive production from last year.
It's going to take a little bit to get it going,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, there is no way you can replace 3,500 yards of offense in the first 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah,
the defense has been good. They played lights out against Rockmart. I think going to Sequoia, I think it's going to be a tough game. I like Cedartown to win it. It's probably going to be closer than that 9 points, though. Huge game up in Ringgold, man. This is one I have my eye on Friday night. Northwest Whitfield at Ringgold. Battle of 2 undefeated teams so far early in the season.
Yeah, man. I just I'm buying in. I'm buying into what the Bruins are doing at Northwest. I not that I don't like Ringo and Haddon Fries and that group. I just think that I think Northwest defensively is good enough to slow Ringo down, and offensively, man, they're just putting points on the board. So I'm going to go with Northwest in a close one. I'd say within 10.
Yeah, I hate to even pick this one, man, because two of my favorite, personal favorite players are on these teams. Hudson Gray at Northwest and Hayden Fries at Ringo. Man, love those guys. It's going to be a great game. I went back and watched that Northwest Whitfield Cahulla Creek game, and I was impressed with the size and speed of the Bruins defense. I hear about the offense, of course, but
Yeah.
their defense is really good.
Did you see that tip up interception? I don't know the kid's name, but that was a
Yeah.
heck of a play.
Yeah, they have a big defensive line. I think they'll be able to slow down the Ringo run game. I think Ringo's going to have to throw the ball if they're going to win it. I'm going to go with the Bruins. Bruins on the road there. Hampton at Central. The Lions are off to a great start. 31.5-point favorites.
Yeah, and I think I might have called this team as being a challenger this year, and I think they're going to be. I think they're going to be right there, and I'm not sure where that Cedartown Central game is, but build it up. I think Central can hang around. I think Central's got enough talent, and in this particular game here, I like Central to win it. You know, by at least a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, and the thing about the Lions, man, is I don't think they've really been tested this year. I don't think they really had to play a complete four quarters. I know they had a tough game with Bowden last week, but I mean, it was pretty much in hand by the fourth quarter. Um, the back there, what's his name? Walton, Jonez Walton. I know he only had 3 carries, 3 touchdowns the first game, over 100 yards last week. Yeah, I like Central, big. I think they could win by 35 if they want to.
Yeah.
Southeast Whitfield at Gordon Lee. Gordon Lee, 3 touchdown favorite.
Now Southeast riding high. Got him a win, and what was it, a last second field goal or something, or a late game field goal win. I think I think Gordon Lee, man, has got a lot of young talent. Gordon Lee is going to be one of these teams we're going to be talking about, and in that region, not only this year but in the next couple of years to come. I think we've spoke about that already, but I like Gordon Lee in this one.
Yeah, just go back to Central right quick. Brian wants to know how that Central quarterbacks look so far. He's looked very good. I know he was 7-7 the first week. Didn't see his stats from last week, but I mean they put up 34 points on Bowden, so I figure he's probably doing pretty good. I mean, really, in the grand scheme of things, you just have to hand the ball off to Walton anyway. But
I mean, yeah,
yeah, Southeast Whitfield, Gordon Lee. I like Gordon Lee too. A name that we're going to be talking about around here for the next 4 years. Braden Stoker.
yep.
He leads the area in touchdowns. 5 overall touchdowns so far for the freshman. Peyton Gross, another back up there that's averaging 100 yards a game. Like I said, very young team, man. Sophomores, freshmen all over the field. You better hope they stay in 3A next year, because if they come back to single A, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, we don't want to open that can of worms with GHSA right now.
Yeah, they get going here pretty soon, I think.
That could be a whole different show.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Trojans. Heritage, the Generals, on the road to LFO. LFO picked up a big win last Friday night.
Yeah, I think LFO riding high coming in against Heritage. I think Heritage is still a couple touchdowns better than LFO. I think LFO is going to battle for a little while, but I think Heritage gets the win, probably somewhere around the 14-21 mark.
Yeah, like I said, I saw Heritage first week of the season. Man, they were close on a lot of plays. They have a lot of guys stepping in, starting for the first time this year. They can throw the ball. I think they threw the ball 30 times that first game. I know the LFO defensive backs are going to have to be on their heels. I like Heritage, probably by a little more than 21. Big game up in Adairsville, man. Raven County, ranked team in single A. Adairsville 6-point favorite.
In years past, you would jump all over Rayburn, but I think Adairsville is plenty talented to hang around and win this game. I think Adairsville's favored for a reason. I'm gonna take Adairsville by a touchdown. I like the Tigers.
Yeah, I like what the Tigers defense did last week at Cherokee Bluffs. Man, hell, holding Cherokee Bluffs 7 points on the road. I think they'll do the same this week to Raven. I like Adairsville by 14. The rivalry down there in the southern end of our viewing district. Bremen at Bowden. Bowden only 2-point favorite.
We got a few. We got to go Red Devils. Let's see here. Cheering for the Red Devils from afar. And Charles Israel says Bowden bounces back, but will be close. And I think I'm going to go with that. I think Bowden does win this game, and I think it's going to be a close one. I think Bowden wins. The home field advantage is big, even though it's a couple minutes down the street. Still their home location. I think it's going to be a close one, but I'll take Bowden Red Devils.
Let me answer Jake's question here.
Okay.
Jake, I don't like pushes. I got to have that half point, man, so I can have a winner or a loser. I don't like ties. But yeah, I'm gonna give a plug to the NWGA football.us website. We have a great stat page over there. You can pull that up. Bremen, number one scoring defense in our area through 2 weeks, only giving up an average of 3.5 points a game. Going to be a tough test though to keep Bowden at 3.5 points this Friday night.
Yeah. You can see all those stats over there on that. You can see everything from just the standings overall, wins and losses, top 10 defenses, top 10 offenses, scoring differential, top 10 scoring games. I mean, all kind of information. If you want to
upset
see
pick of the year,
any of our schools.
You can see the top 10 upsets of the year so far. And hopefully next Tuesday, man, we'll have a big surprise. We'll have the guy that's the mind behind that stats page picking with us next Tuesday night. That'll be kind of fun. I mean, he'll probably have his computer up here, chat GPT, picking games. But yeah, I'm going to go Bowden in a close one. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, though, 21-14. Ridgeland, I didn't see them last week, but you said they looked pretty good in that loss to North Cobb. Traveling over to North Murray. I guess North Murray was the big talk last Friday with Judson Petty receiving for 360 yards, setting the state record. North Murray, big favorite.
How? Do you know what the record was before and who the record holder was?
I think the record was 320, and I don't remember the record holder. It was his name I didn't know.
That's a pretty darn. To even make the list, you got to have 200 or more receiving yards. I think it is.
I tell you, the thing that was most impressive though was he, had 16 catches for 360, which is impressive by itself. But he had 11 solo tackles on defense. Yeah, man. If I'd run for 360, I'd be on the sidelines drinking water and getting hamstring massage.
The previous was in 2011, September 9th, 2011. Terrion Robinson from Decatur had 322 yards. So Petty breaks that record. Some pretty big names on that list.
Yeah.
All righty.
So who do you like? Who do you like there in North Murray? Who you like?
I like North Murray. I don't know if he's going to get 360 yards receiving again, but I think he will get some. And that North Murray offense, quarterback can move around, run the ball, throw the ball. I like North Murray to win. In a pretty decisive win.
I have to say, this is kind of why I went with Dalton in that Dalton-Sonoraville game, man. If Dalton could hold that North Murray team to 7 points, it must be pretty dang good, man. Because after watching North Murray last week, them kids can put it up, man.
Yeah, I think it's a multitude of things. I think the Dalton defense is pretty good. I think North Murray put it together, and I think Sonoraville's got it together. So there we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go North Murray. North Murray. I think 34 is about right. I think they'll put up some yards this weekend. Big game for them next Friday at Northwest Whitfield, so hopefully they can stay healthy, and that'll be a heck of a game. Mountain Battle, Fannin, big win last week over Gilmer. Pickens, 2.5 point favorite at home.
I get confused watching these teams. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I think that I saw something in Fannin that I liked last week, and I saw something in Pickens that I liked. Man, I it's at Pickens. It's a small spread. I'm going with the Rebels. I think Fannin County and Coach Chad Cheatham is going to go to Pickens, get a close win. They're going to lean on the defense a little bit, and it's going to be a lower scoring game. It's not going to be a 54-42 or whatever the North Murray Pickens game was. I think Fannin wins in a less than 30 on each side.
Yeah, man, I think I told y'all last week on the show. I have no idea what's going on with these mountain schools. I miss them every single week. Completely opposite of what I think. And luckily for the Rebel fans, hopefully I'm wrong again, man, because I'm gonna go Pickens. I know, I know they have a bad taste in their mouth from last year's game. I think they got embarrassed over in at Fannin. I don't know. I'm going Pickens 2.5. Gilmer trying to rebound after that loss at Fannin, traveling over to Murray County. Murray County almost pulled one out Friday night.
Yeah, I was a close one. I think I like Gilmer. They just one too many mistakes. Fannin got them, but I like Gilmer to come out victorious here.
Yeah,
After
Jake.
you answer that, you can answer that question.
Yeah, Jake. When I do the odds or whatever, I give the home team 4.5. I've kind of figured it out over the years, trying to make one. I try to make it 50-50. I used to do 3, but now I do 4.5. It seems to work better. I'm gonna go Gilmer also. I think it's gonna be closer than 26.5. I think Murray got a little confidence. They got some playmakers, but I think Gilmer's too big for him. Gordon Central at Coosa. Coosa 20-point favorite.
Yeah, I don't know about that spread. I like this to be a low scoring battle right here. I think Gordon Central is possibly the more physical team. I think more athletic may lean Coosa's direction. It's Coosa at home. I'm going to go with Coosa in a 14-12 or 13-10 game. Low scoring, slobber knocker. I'll go with Coosa in a close one.
Yeah, I know Coosa was riding high after week 1. They were upset team of the week. Went up to Southeast, picked up a win, came back home last week. I mean, they lost, but you figure a 5A team versus a 1A team, you're supposed to lose, right? Gordon Central almost pulled one out last Friday night at Southeast. I have to agree with you. I think it's going to be a knockdown, drag out. This was a game I was almost thinking about hitting that upset of the week button on, but I talked myself out of it. Coosa has too many athletes. Like I said, 18-16. I can see 14-12. Eagles. Charles Israel's Heard County Braves, man, hosting South Atlanta. South Atlanta is a 1.5 point favorite.
Oh, he likes it. I don't know a lot about South Atlanta. I know did they graduate the big running back, the one that had like 1,000,000 yards?
I think so.
I think so too. At Heard County, I'm going to go with Charles and them. I'm going to go with Heard. With spreads that small, even though you're giving the home team 4, I'm going to take Heard County in this one.
Yeah, I know. Heard County didn't have the results they wanted week 1. I think they were kind of surprised by that Bremen defense. They had a week off, man, to get things worked out. They're at home opener. I like Heard in a close one. 21-14. I'll go with the Braves. Charles will be out there blowing his horn. Big game for your Indians, man. Traveling down to, one of the surprise teams of the year, Temple Tigers. Temple, a big 35-point favorite.
Yeah, Temple offensively right now has been, I think, the number 1 offense in Northwest Georgia as far as points per game goes. And also ranked 2 behind Rome in scoring differential. So Defense is playing pretty well as well. I think Chattooga is going to surprise them a little bit if they can just not shoot themselves in the foot. Just go the right direction, have positive gains. I think Cook is a good enough running back to split the seam every now and then. I think Temple wins the game, and I think they win it by a couple touchdowns. But unless it's a total debacle, I don't see 35 as I don't see it being that much.
Yeah, I think this is the best team Temple's faced so far. They've put up some big games in the first 2 weeks. Like I said, they got guys flying around all over the place on offense and defense. Coach Nix has done a great job getting those guys ready to play. 35 is a huge spread, man. If they win 35, I think they'll open some eyes statewide. I like Chattooga to keep it close. I think Temple may pull away in the second half. 21-point win for Temple. Eric says Chattooga by 14.
I like it. And he also took Herd by 20.
Eric is going to get the title of Mr. Upset. I'm going to have to give it to him.
There we go. Charles is going with Temple.
Darlington Tigers. They got surprised last week by Sonoraville heading up to Christian Heritage. Darlington, 2-touchdown favorite.
It's funny enough that this Christian Heritage team played Temple last week, and it was a close game early. I heard Christian Heritage threw for a good bit of yards. Just one too many. I guess issues, mistakes, whatever you want to call it. Temple scored on special teams. I think Christian Heritage is an improving team. I think the head coach up there is just going to continue to improve those guys. They got to get that running game going a little more to match up with their passing game. Is pretty good. They got a tight end up there that we seen earlier in the year that we really liked. Big guy, kind of physical, young guy too. Then the quarterback is a big guy. When he decides to run, man, it's a business decision if you're going to get in front of him. Darlington, I really like Darlington's offense. I think Darlington can run it with either back. I like the quarterback he's threw the ball all right, but he's ran the ball pretty well too. I was kind of a little bit shocked by Sonoraville last week. I'm going to go with Darlington, and I think I'm going to agree with Charles Israel. Darlington by about 10.
Yeah, I think Christian Heritage, like you said, is one of those teams that's going to get better as the season goes on, man. Because, I don't know about you, but, when we saw them in preseason, you feel like they're close.
Yeah.
They're close. I mean, they can throw the ball. They can run the ball. Just for whatever reason, they just can't put the points on the board yet. They had 3 first and goals last week and came away with 0 points. But, yeah, I think Darlington has too many offensive weapons. I like the Tigers by 21. Jordan at Mount Zion. I'll tell you an interesting thing about this spread before you comment. The real spread, I always max everything out at 35 because I don't want to put crazy spreads on here. The real spread, 63 points. Jordan only scored 6 points all of last year.
I mean, but so you're saying pick Mount Zion?
I'm saying this would be crazy, man. If Mount Zion loses this game, it would be
upset of the century.
Maybe the biggest upset in the century, yeah. Jordan did score 21 points week 1, though. So, I mean, that was 3 times what they scored all of last season. So,
it's a new year. It's a new team, new players. I'm going to go Mount Zion.
Yeah, I'm going to go Mount Zion also. But I'm curious about this Jordan team. I'll have to do some investigating because you figure in Columbus, you could find some guys that could score some points, But I don't know. I'm going to go Mount Zion. All scooped up, yeah. They got a lot of schools to choose from.
Yeah.
North Sand Mountain at Dade, big rivalry up there in the northwest Georgia corner. Dade, 16-point favorite.
Miles apart. At Dade means a lot to me. Even though it's just, literally you could ride your bike down the mountain. It's downhill the whole way, I think. Something I like North Sand Mountain a good bit, and I think they're going to keep it pretty close game. It's just small school Alabama versus small school Georgia. It's tough to kind of get a gauge of the talent. And I've seen Dade a few times. I know what they have. North Sand Mountain, although did win at Valley Head last week, 15-0, which is pretty impressive with what Valley Head's been doing as of late. I'll take Dade in a close one. I think Dade in a close one, and I think last week's game helps Dade. I know they did lose last week, but having the experience of being in a tight game and making play here and there, I think Dade gets the win here.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the day game last week, but I know I saw you made the comments that they were playing physical, and I know Coach Poston this week. I've seen him on Twitter. Want to get things straightened out. I know he feels like he has a talented team up there, man. They just got to be confident and feel it. And I think this might be the weekend they do it. I like Dade in a close one. And we will go back to our game of the week, the big one here at Barron Stadium. Carrollton Trojans at Rome Wolves. Carrollton a 13-point favorite.
I'll let you go first.
All right, I'm going to start out by saying I don't know if this is true or not. This is what I heard. But I think the fountains have something to do with Bojangles chicken here in Rome. And after I make this pick, I expect you to hook me and my boy up with a chicken biscuit and some bow rounds next time we're in Bojangles.
You did it.
I'm going to ride with them Rome Wolves, man. Reese Fountain and crew. Like I said, last time Carrollton came to Rome, they were a 17-point favorite, and Wolves took care of business, man. I know they're fired up. It's going to be a great night of football here at Barron Stadium, live on Peachtree TV for all those that can't get out to the game. But hey, it's going to be 77 this Friday at kickoff.
Yeah. It'll probably only be you getting the biscuit because I'm going to go Carrollton. And I like Rome a lot. And I probably don't need a biscuit anyway. I'm one biscuit over the line. But I like Carrollton. I just think, Juju and that passing offense, they got the big line of scrimmage. I mean, it's going to be tough. And I think this could be another game just like, against Langston Hughes. It's going to be up and down the field. I got to give Carrollton an edge, and I don't even know if it's going to be 13. It'll be less than 10, I think, single digit.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I can't wait. I'm going to be out there Friday night. I think I'm just going to get me some popcorn, sit up in the stands, and watch Juju and Reese go at it. Man, like I said, they're going to be athletes all over the field. Hey, if somebody wants to send me a message and tell me what time that wolf walk is, man, I'd love to see those guys walk from the forum across the bridge to the game. Like I said, it's going to be in the 70s, so I think I can stand out there for a couple hours. But yeah, Jake, man, I gotta make it challenging. gotta make it challenging. I can't have everybody go 10-0 every week. Yeah. Boy. All right, guys. We'll be back on the air Friday night after the games. I'll be here for sure. Benton might show up. Like I said, he's gonna be down in Temple, man. It's a long ride from Temple to Summerville.
Yeah, I might can take a minute and call in and give you a synopsis of what happened down there. And I don't want to end the show without mentioning our main sponsor this year, Al Smith and Alpha Insurance. He's sponsoring the scoreboard show and all of our shows here. And give him a call. He does auto, home, and life insurance. Super nice guy. Helping us out big time by sponsoring our show.
Yeah, absolutely. Thankful for that. And like I said, we'll be back on with you Friday night after the game. And like I said, there's a lot of scoreboard shows to watch out there. You can watch them on replay. You can join ours live, man. Comment. Get all your comments on. We'll be here with you Friday night.
If your boy's playing, or if your girl's playing, I seen a girl kicker at Ridgeland. She hit I think it was a 32-yard field goal during the preseason. So if you got a kid playing, or if you know a kid playing, put them out there. Give them a shout out. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. Absolutely. And like I said, we'll see you back Friday night.